2000, Microsoft closed its first acquisition worth $1 billion, buying a Seattle-based diagramming software company called Visio Corporation. 22 years later, Microsoft announced its largest acquisition to date of gaming giant Activision Blizzard, starting a transaction valued at a whopping $68.7 billion. For context, that is approximately equal to the whole GDP of Guatemala and its population of 17 million people for a whole year. In the last 30 years, the five big tech giants called FAMGA have collectively made over 800 acquisitions, 35 of which were worth over $1 billion, and of the five, perhaps surprisingly, Apple has the least number of $1 billion plus acquisitions, despite having the most cash on hand. Their only major acquisitions were Beats Electronics for $3 billion and Intel's smartphone modem business for $1 billion. Facebook comes in the fourth place with five big acquisitions, including WhatsApp, Oculus, Instagram, and Control Labs. They are followed by Amazon in the third place with 6 acquisitions that include US grocery chain Whole Foods, movie studio Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and more. The second place goes to Google with 8 acquisitions that include Motorola, Nest, and their ad platform DoubleClick. And the crown definitely goes to Microsoft that has made 13 such acquisitions, from game companies to the makers of coding tools, productivity tools, and more. If Microsoft's recent Activision Blizzard acquisition actually goes through, they'll have 2 of the top 3 largest acquisitions by FAMGA companies ever, with LinkedIn coming in second, and Facebook's $22 billion WhatsApp deal coming in third, and the US acquisition would also be by far the biggest one in gaming history ever as well, by a wide margin. So large acquisitions are increasingly popular, but of course not all have been a complete success. The most notable fails include Microsoft's 2013 acquisition of Nokia's handset division for $5 billion, along with another $2.2 billion to license Nokia's portfolio of patents, which was touted by Steve Ballmer as a bold step into the future, but ended up being written off completely by Satya Nadella a few years later. And of course, we can't forget about Google's acquisition of Motorola Mobility either. The $12.5 billion deal that went through in 2011 was once again for both handsets and Motorola's large patent portfolio, which Google needed to protect itself from ongoing patent disputes, and while the patents did indeed come in handy, the handset division mostly crumbled and was sold off 2 years later to Lenovo for just $2.9 billion. Quite a rapid loss of value. Looking at an overall picture then, the clear leader in the check writing race is Microsoft, which since its first acquisition in 1987 has purchased an average of 6 companies a year and continues to dominate even today. Just looking at all acquisitions since 2020, we can see that Microsoft still clearly dominates with 25, while others have all done much fewer and much smaller acquisitions in that same timeframe.